Okay. Is that better? Yeah. I don't know what happened there. Sorry about that. Bob, how you doing, my man? How you doing? Just making sure everything's all good. Clean the kitchen well. So we got one person driving while watching one person clean the kitchen. It's all fun and games, isn't it? It's just everyone's having such a fun time right now. Oh well, it's December, you know. It's December. It's coming up to Christmas. As far as I'm concerned, Christmas just overwrites everything. You know, no matter what kind of a crap year we've had, Christmas just wraps it up, and it's like, nope, we're not having you. We're not having you today. And it just helps you to forget, you know. So that's why I love Christmas so much. It's just because of not just that. Obviously, there's lots of things to appreciate about Christmas. You know, presents, time with your family. Christmas dinner is fantastic because roast dinner to me is the king of all dinners, and Christmas dinner is the king of roast dinners. So it's way up there, you know. It's way up there. But yes, so we got cleaning and driving. Okay, amazing. Let's see who else. Have we got anyone else in at the minute? Oh, hang on, there was chat coming on with this box here. I swear to God, I'm not. Anyway, this is like my first time when I've actually done something with this live thing instead of having it just be a black box and just me in the corner. So I'm getting used to it. I'm getting used to this Streamlabs OBS type stuff. But it will improve over time. So yeah, we're good with that. Anyway, I've realised how cold it is as well. It's 2 degrees at the minute, which is that's just winter for you, isn't it? I mean, it's much better than the 30+ degrees that we've had in the during the summer. Oh, that was horrendous. It's just nice to be able to wear a coat. And I think if someone asked me the difference between, or no, not difference, if someone said, would you rather be hot or cold? I'd rather be more cold, because at least I could warm myself up. If you're hot, what can you do? Even if you take off your clothes and sit there, it doesn't help. It really doesn't help. Maybe I should get rid of that box. Don't know why that box is there. Anyway, it's not as cold as it is on Hoth. Yes, obviously it's going to be a little bit colder on Hoth. If you can find a Tauntaun, you'd be alright. Just cut open its belly, get right in there, and you're good to go until you're rescued or whatever. But yeah, maybe they should do something on Hoth, like for The Mandalorian. Just do an episode on there or something. Even worse on the inside, my friend. Even worse on the inside. So, I have put it on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook for some questions, because obviously this is a Q&A. Makes sense for me to answer some questions. And so yeah, let's get to it. Let's find out what we have. And I like doing it this way, finding out kind of near to the end, like on the spot. So let's see what we've got. Oh, actually, we've got quite a few. Okay, so by the way, Bob and Nerdy, if you both want to ask me questions as well, while you're in the chat, feel free to just type those in. I'll get round to all of them at the same time. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions. That's not too bad. Jesus Christ. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Okay, so first question is by Some Nerd. Brilliant username. Simple but effective. Simple. What's your top 5 favourite Christmas films? Christmas. Top 5 favourite Christmas films. Oh, now you're asking for it. It's a tough one because there's a lot of good Christmas films. Some obviously a lot better than others. Elf is one of them. I really like Elf. Elf is a good film. Gotta be Jingle All the Way because Arnie. What else do I need to say? It's Arnie in a Christmas film. Put that cookie down now. I mean, that says it all, right? That says why it should be in the top legendary tier. Maybe The Grinch, not the animated version with Benedict Cumberbatch. That was not very good. The one with Jim Carrey, which was fantastic, and I really, really enjoyed that one. See, this is all based on opinions, so I'm going to say something that you're going to be like, what? Why is this not on your top 5? Or why is this not there? And that's understandable because of, where it's at. And my opinions, and everyone has their own opinions about their favourite Christmas films, but Benjamin Sticklebrick. Benedict Cucumber Patch. Muppets Christmas Carol. That is a brilliant film. Really, really good. Really like Michael Caine in that, actually. He's on and off for me, Michael Caine. Sometimes he's brilliant, sometimes it's just thrown in almost for the sake of it. Not as bad as like Bruce Willis, who's been in some horrendous films of late, like some awful action films. It's just a paycheck, isn't it, at the end of the day? Let's see. I've got one more on my list. One more to put in. See, because I'm thinking about Home Alone, which is great, but then I'm also thinking Die Hard, because yes, it is a Christmas film, with a lifelong argument that it's not, but I think it is, And technically, Home Alone's not really a Christmas film either, if you're really going on that kind of same wavelength. Yeah, so either Home Alone or Die Hard, maybe. But then you see, then I think about It's a Wonderful Life, and that's fantastic. I love It's a Wonderful Life. It's a classic. So I'm not too sure what to tell you, really. It really is a difficult question. Scrooged. So The Santa Claus is also a really good film, but I don't know if it's at that level. Maybe it is. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. The second Santa Claus was awful. Gremlins. Really liked Gremlins. That's another really good one. Again, the sequels were poor. There was not so many films that have unnecessary sequels. Even Jingle All the Way had a sequel. They just didn't have Arnie in it. And you took away the magic of Jingle All the Way when you take Arnie out of the film. It's just, it's not good. An honourable mention, I would probably say, is a film called Claus. It's an animated film. It came out last year, I believe. And it's always nice to try out something new, a new Christmas film. And it was brilliant. Really, really enjoyed it. It's quite emotional too, actually. Certain parts definitely got me a little bit teary-eyed. But if you haven't seen Claus, I would 100% go and watch that. It's on Netflix, I believe. Claus spelled Klaus. Not like the usual way it's spelled. So those would kind of be my, I say, top 5 top 10. Just giving you my top 10 now with some honourable mentions. I mean, Nerdy and Bob, what would you say are your sort of... Oh, what would you say is your favourite? Do you have a favourite Christmas film? Like, do you have a favourite Christmas film, or are you sort of tied and you have a couple that you love, you know, the same amount? While I let you ponder on that, I am going to read the next question. Actually, no. I'm gonna quickly go back to the live question I had earlier from Nerdy, which is favorite Christmas attire. Do you know what? Like, I don't know. I mean, a Christmas jumper is always good, right? A Christmas jumper is always good, but I don't mind wearing like a hat or maybe some tinsel, as long as it doesn't chafe, because that stuff is pretty bad if you try and wear it. Yes, the Christmas Chronicles, the first one. The first Christmas Chronicles. Don't even talk to me about the second one. I'm sure you saw my review anyway, and you know my thoughts on it. But it's really not good, and it's a shame because the first one I actually really enjoyed. And Kurt Russell is just a brilliant actor, but even he couldn't save that one. Oops. See, now, one sec. If you just... So you could easily just whack on the old reindeer horns and be a bit more Christmassy, right? But again, it's this damn tinsel that's that's proper chafy the second that it touches your skin. So I'm trying to get it so it just touches the cloth, so it's not so it doesn't sort of, you know, rub against the skin so much. Love Actually, there's another one. See, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is I enjoy segments of it. There are some bits that are a bit too, I don't know, just not very good. And I know you probably hate me for that because you're saying that's one of your favourite films, but I don't know. As I said, I enjoyed segments of it and I found parts really funny, but there are other parts that, I don't know, maybe felt like they're trying a bit too hard and it just wasn't really that funny at all. But again, that's what I was saying about personal opinion and what you think is your favourite Christmas films and what I think is my favourite Christmas films. But I'm glad we could relatively agree. I mean, Love Actually is a great film. I think I've avoided it for a while because it didn't seem like my kind of film, and then when I watched it, I loved it. Okay, anyway, let's go to the next question, which is from Spaced Out Dude. I'm loving these names. They're so great. What's your favourite film of all time? Easy. That's an easy one. I don't even need to think about that. It's Lord of the Rings. Can I just put the whole trilogy as just down to kind of one and just say it's all of them put together? Because it is the best trilogy ever made. Hands down. I would argue that to the ends of the earth, that it's the best trilogy ever made. And yeah, the thing is, I want an opportunity to make a video on Lord of the Rings, all three of them, to kind of dive in deep and really talk about it, like dissect each and every bit and just really talk about it, because I love these films so much. And then you could say, what's your favourite film with a 3? And that's always a tough one, because all 3 are fantastic. I think they all have different parts that are better, not so better than the other, but things that make them stand out. Yes, Bob. And do you know what? What I want to do is I want to get a new sort of segment of my show is going to be a podcast, or I'm going to call it a Bladecast, because why not? And I want to get people on to talk about stuff like this. And as I said to you before, Bob, we were going to do that when we planned for me to sort of come round. So yeah, I want to get you on that, on Lord of the Rings, to talk about that for ages, because I like to get other people's opinions on it as well. I know, Nerdy, we spoke about it a bit as well, talking about it, but I like to get other people's different opinions on Lord of the Rings. I literally just sit there and talk about it for ages. Maybe not ages, I don't want to go for too long, but maybe, like an hour or two, just talking about the films. Or we could pick a specific film that you'd like to talk about maybe more than the others, and then talk about that one. But yeah, I think if I had to really pick a favourite, I'm leaning towards The Two Towers, because Helm's Deep is still probably my favourite battle of all time in any film. The intensity, the suspense, just them all standing there in the pouring rain, waiting for that Uruk-hai army to appear, it's even thinking about it now, it gives me like shivers, like just thinking about it. And then how you're almost like have your heart's in your mouth when that guy accidentally launches his arrow from his bow and it hits one. You're like, oh god, oh no. And it just, and then it all kicks off and it's brutal and intense, and I love it so much. I really, really love it. And that's where, I mean, Aragorn's sort of shown himself to be, a leader and a friend and a great fighter, but he shows that in spades in this one, in The Two Towers, at the Battle of Helm's Deep, how he just doesn't give up no matter what happens. Like, even when the Berserker, when it dives in and it blows up like a huge portion of it, and then they're literally all on the floor, passed out, beaten, and Aragorn still gets up and just gets everyone, and just charges into that Uruk-hai army without a care in the world, because he knows that's right and that's what he has to do, and any evil that stands in his way he must destroy, and no matter what the cost, even if it's beyond him, he will still charge in no matter what the cost. And I love that. That's why he's my sort of that's why he's my favourite character in Lord of the Rings, because he is the true definition of a hero, a leader, a friend, and a king. And I mean, don't get me wrong, Sam is definitely up there, very sort of close. I'd say maybe they're side by side, because if it wasn't for Sam, the ring wouldn't be destroyed. And Sam is, again, he's the true definition of all those except for a king, obviously. Yeah, as I was saying, Samwise MVP. But I think that, again, it's two separate. Oh damn, this is itchy as hell. I think it's, if it wasn't for Sam, the ring wouldn't be destroyed, but they wouldn't have been able to get where they were if Aragorn hadn't have just charged in when there was all the forces just outside the gates, and he just went for it because they needed to create a distraction. And if Aragorn hadn't led everyone to create the distraction, I don't think Sam and Frodo would have got as far as they did. So I think they're kind of both at the top, the two sort of heroes of the film. My friends, you bow to no one. I love that line. That made me tear up so much when he said that. Oh my god. Frodo was... See, Frodo kind of annoyed me throughout the film. I'm going off on one now. I'm just talking about Lord of the Rings too much. Right. I'm gonna have to go to the next question. Okay, so, but we will talk about Lord of the Rings more. I promise you that. Bob and Nerdy, we will be talking about it more, and for a while. I promise you that. Okay, so next question. Do you know what? Not a lot of these are Christmassy. What's going on? Dark Rider 21. Okay, it's a pretty cool name. What do you usually like to do on Christmas Day? What is your routine? Well, there is a routine that I generally tend to have. So, my dad will usually make us like pancakes in the morning, which are beautiful. And we'll have those. Then we'll sort of get dressed, come downstairs, and then we'll open the presents. And then we'll give it about an hour or so, an hour and a half, for us to kind of play or read or do whatever with what presents we've got while we wait for dinner to be cooked, which again is by my dad. So he's pretty much the MVP of Christmas. And then we sit down to have dinner, which is gorgeous as always. Pudding, which is usually Mum's trifle. And don't remember what else we do. We'd usually play board games as well. Sometimes we play board games like in the middle of the day. I mean, board games are kind of a must. There's a couple that I really like to play. 5 Second Rule is a pretty good one. It's like fast paced, and sometimes your mind just goes completely blank. You've got to answer something in 5 seconds, and you're just like, I don't know. Scrabble. Haven't played Trivial Pursuit in ages, but what else? And then we'll usually watch like a Christmas special of something. So like Vicar of Dibley or Bottom. The Bottom Christmas special, I love. It's so brilliant, and if you're a fan of Bottom yourself, I'm sure you've seen it, and I'm sure you'll love it. What else? Yeah, the Vicar of Dibley one's good too. Father Ted. The Father Ted one's really funny as well. I watched the Gavin and Stacey Christmas special, the new one that hadn't been done because they haven't filmed for ages, and I really enjoyed that. Although it left on a cliffhanger, and now they're not doing one this year, as far as I'm concerned, or what I've read anyway. So we'll see. Remember Haven Badly and Blackadder's Christmas. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Those ones are good as well. But yeah, that's generally the routine, and then we'll watch that, and then after that it's just the night's our own really, and we'll just kind of do whatever and just continue to play about with bits that we've got. Gavin and Kevin Spacey's. No, you don't want to. Bob, you don't want to see Kevin Spacey. You don't want to have him in anything at all. Oh god, that's bad. See, I really wanted to watch House of Cards, but now I don't. Simple as. The problem is like Kevin Spacey's such a fantastic actor, but yeah, he's dodgy as hell, and I'm staying well away from that. Okay, so next question. Okay, I feel like those are the only two Christmas ones on the list, but we'll as I said, you can ask about anything really, but yeah. Okay, so the next one is from Anthony B. What is the most thought-provoking film you've ever seen. Wow, okay. That's an interesting one. Damn, there's been quite a few, you know. There's been really quite a few where you're just constantly just thinking throughout, and you're wondering what the hell's going to happen. That's a good question. I'm trying to think in my head now about ones that have really made me think. The Butterfly Effect, I would say. I really enjoyed that film, but damn it, that sent my brain all over the place. Shutter Island, that was another good one. I don't know if I have one of the most thought-provoking of all time. I think I have like a list, like a top, I don't know, 5 or many. I don't even know if it's top. I'm just kind of naming really good films that that are thought-provoking for me. Inception, that got me thinking as well. That was a lot. There was a lot going on in Inception. Are they in a dream? Are they not? What? I think I went to go and see that again at the cinema, and that was a great experience to go and see the cinema. I loved it when the cinemas reopened after the first lockdown, and then they were showing like classics, like they showed the whole trilogy of Lord of the Rings, which is, I never thought I'd get to see that in the cinema again, but it was a great experience, as it was seeing Inception again. So yeah. What else? Damn, this is a good question, because I'm really trying to think now about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I really enjoyed that film. That was another one. No Country for Old Men. Oh, that's such a brilliant film. Javier Bardem is just perfect. So good. I think I like him in anything he's in, to be fair. He's just such a fantastic actor. Maybe one more. We'll go for one more to make it 5. Excuse me. I think a more recent one as well. I'm trying to go more recently as well. If there's anything more recently, it's really made me sort of sit there and think. Joker. Joker is definitely one of them as well, and it's probably one of my favourite films ever. Joaquin Phoenix is just perfect. He is absolutely perfect. A mesmerising performance from him. But it really makes you think about like mental health and what can happen if someone like him, like Arthur, doesn't get treated, and isn't sort of looked after and cared for, and kind of has no one there to help him. Because there's always a slight potential that what he did could easily happen. Someone could go off the rails like him if they're not sort of tended to, or if there's no medication, because obviously his ran out. And then if you've seen the film, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, 100% go and watch it. It's dark. It may not be for everyone, but if you like that, if you enjoy that, then you'll absolutely adore this film. And it's just what could happen if someone with really mentally unstable isn't cared for or treated. And it kind of also makes you think about how society plays a part in this, and are we kind of just a cog in the wheel of his downfall? Do we play a part in that? And there's just certain things that you look at with that film, and yeah, it's brilliant. Makes me want to watch it again actually now. um, but yeah, I'd highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. Yeah, it was a great question, Anthony. Thanks for that. That was thought-provoking in itself. That question. Okay, so let's go to another question. Let's see what we got here. What did he say? Bob saw Blade Runner in a cinema on my own. Oh, that's great. Do you know what? One of the best things is when you come into a cinema and you see no one there, and you sit there and you just hope and pray that no one else comes in, because having the cinema to yourself is one of the best experiences you can have, because you're not worried that there might be someone who's, you know, looking at their phone or talking louder than they should, or rustling popcorn, or someone who eats like a pig because for some reason they want to eat with their mouth open in every bite, and you just want to kill them. A lot of people don't know cinema etiquette, and it does my head in. It really does, because I love the cinema so much. There was a time when it used to be like my second home. I would be going in there constantly because there would be so many good films out. Now, obviously, it's shut again, and there's nothing to watch, and everything's sort of streaming now. And I saw the news that Warner Brothers have come up with, they are putting all of their new films next year onto HBO Max to stream the same day that it comes out in the cinema. And it got me thinking, is that a good idea? Is cinema dying now? Is it a bit of a dying breed? In what way could this be good news? And I thought about it, definitely pondered about it for a bit. There is one particular thing that I thought could be good, and it's what I talked about before, which was cinema etiquette, and people who don't know how to behave in the cinemas. Now, they act in the cinema as if there's no one around them and they're in their own home, and they're able to make as much noise or rustle or do whatever they want. And if they are now given the chance to do that at home, because it's available for streaming, so they just can sit at home and do it. They don't need to go out in the cold and rain to the cinema to pay some money to then have that, to sit there and annoy everyone else around them. They can just sit at home, and probably won't cost as much, I don't think. Well, it depends, I don't know. If you've got HBO Max, if you just pay monthly for that, well, that's cheaper than getting an unlimited card. But I pay that extra money because I want that cinema experience. But I don't want that part of the experience where you get some annoying idiot who just makes too much noise and doesn't know what they're doing. So yeah, in some ways, it is a really good thing, because I guarantee a lot of them will stay at home now because it's all streaming at home. So I really hope I hope it's not the death of cinema, and it shouldn't be. But I guess we'll have to wait and see, won't we? At the end of the day, something like Dune, or June, however you want to say it, when I saw the trailer for that, I was just thinking to myself, I have to see that in IMAX, because it's going to be absolutely epic, and there is no way that I'm just going to watch that from my TV. I know, obviously, you can get huge, like, home cinemas, and you can kind of give you that, cinema effect, but it's still not the same. It really is not the same. So yeah, I really want to see Dune in the cinemas, and I can't wait for it. Really cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. Probably a whole lot better than the other films. Yes, Nerdy. Like the second I saw that trailer, I was like, wow, I was blown away by it. And it's funny because I like to watch like people react to trailers and stuff like that just to see what their opinions are, and the amount of people that completely disregarded the fact that they were playing Pink Floyd was upsetting, because it's such a brilliant song, and the fact that no one was recognizing it, I was just like, oh, come on, man, how can you not? And it goes so well with the trailer as well. It just makes it even more epic. It just, it's so good, really, really good. So yeah, so June is definitely one that I really want to see. Obviously, you've got Black Widow, whenever the hell that is out. But yeah, June is my most anticipated film in the cinemas, not streaming, in the cinemas. Okay, that's my little rant over. Let's see. Next question. I swear you're trying to get me to like talk about even more stuff now, because these kind of questions are going to make me, go on a bit of a tangent. So I can't. I've got to hold myself back and try not to talk about it too much. I mean, as I said, some of these things I can easily save for a podcast or just a separate video that I can talk, a lot about. And Marvel is one of them. And this question from Red Ranger 24, which I love because Power Rangers is OG, the original, nothing else. The rest weren't exactly great. How do you think Marvel will be after Endgame, and will DC catch up now? See, you've opened a can of worms there. But thank you, Red Ranger. I appreciate that question. Do you know what? Because there's so many films and TV shows from Marvel itself that have been pushed back. At the minute, there's very sort of little excitement for Marvel at this point. And there's Black Widow been pushed back God knows how many times. And I wasn't particularly fussed about it because, spoiler alert, she's dead. So what's the point in making a film about her? Because I honestly think that it's literally the film is literally there to set up her sister being the new Black Widow, which is fair enough. But I don't know. I mean, the film could be really good. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. Wait a while. And yeah, as I said, like the TV series have all been pushed back as well. We got TV shows like WandaVision, which is January. So that would be the closest one. Even after the trailer, I still have zero idea what's going on. But that's the whole point of it. You have no idea what's going on, so it makes you want to watch it. But I'm very, very curious as to sort of how they deal with Vision being alive again. Is this all a vision? Excuse the pun. From her. Does it lead to anything? Where does it go? How is this going to sort of tie in with Phase 4? There's lots of questions. And is there going to be any other Avengers involved in this as well? Or is it just going to be about them two? There's lots of questions you want to ask about this. And all will be revealed soon. So, yeah, we'll just wait and see those. Okay, Bob, take care of yourself. Hi Claire, I didn't know you were here as well, but yeah, thank you both for joining in. You go and enjoy that Christmas film, and I will speak to you guys in a bit. Anyway, as I was saying, so yeah, what else have you got? Falcon and Winter Soldier. I am kind of looking forward to that in some ways. Not too sure how they're going to sort of deal with it. But I'm still looking forward to it nonetheless because Bucky is great. Not too sure again. I know Falcon's been Winter Soldier before. But I don't know, I'm just not really liking it, to be fair. I don't know. We'll see how he is. He could be brilliant, He could be brilliant. So I always say to give him a chance and just to see how he's getting on. And, Zemo's in it as well, which will be cool. To see him in a bit more. Because I thought that was going to be kind of the end of him after Civil War. And he's definitely used a lot more in the comics. So we'll see kind of how he plays out in the film. Loki, I have no idea what's going to go on in that. But it could be good. Tom Hiddleston's a brilliant actor. Hawkeye. Don't particularly care about Hawkeye. I don't know. I mean, he's alright, but enough for a TV show of his own? I don't know, I don't think so. But we'll see. It could be good. Who knows? But yeah, there's definitely a lot. As I said, there's quite a few TV shows now, but there's also films as well. Like Blade, Eternals, the new Thor, which I'm really looking forward to, the new Thor, Doctor Strange 2, which I think is going to be fantastic. The second that you mention multiverse, goes off the rails. You can do whatever the hell you want with multiverse. I was a bit gutted when they mentioned multiverse in the new Spider-Man, and then it wasn't. Because, yeah, Mysterio happened. But yeah, I think that how would they be after Endgame? To kind of, I guess, to sum up that how they'll be after Endgame, I think they'll do all right, because as long as Kevin Feige's in charge, I think they'll be fine. He's been fantastic with all of the stuff that he's been in charge of. He knows how to cast. He knows how to get the right people in. He knows the films that the fans call for and desire. So yeah, I think he'll be absolutely fine. I don't know if it'll be. I don't know if it'll ever be as good as how it's been, with the past 20 odd films leading up to Endgame. I don't know if it will be ever as good as that, but we'll see. That's all I can say is we'll see, because who knows what the future brings. Who knows what's coming to Marvel, what kind of shocks are going to be. If it starts getting bad, then I'll start worrying a bit. But if I'm enjoying all the films and the TV shows that I'm watching, then I'm still going to have confidence in Feige. A lot of confidence. And I do still now anyway. In fact, there's nothing that tells me that I shouldn't. I'd imagine he'll get the Russo brothers back at some point as well. Because why would you not? I mean, they were absolutely fantastic. And they boosted Marvel up to another level of awesome. They made Captain America look fantastic with Winter Soldier. And then obviously you got your Civil War and your Infinity War and Endgame. And yeah, just absolutely fantastic directors and writers, I believe as well, yeah. At the minute, I would say DC don't really have a chance to catch up, because they're kind of in behind the scenes as well. They've been pushed back, and don't get me wrong, the last couple of films they've done have been good. Like I was trying to think, like Shazam. Shazam was really good. Aquaman I actually quite enjoyed. It surprised me because I thought Aquaman was going to be awful, but it was surprisingly good. Birds of Prey I didn't enjoy too much, but it was alright. Wonder Woman 84. I mean, yes, I am kind of looking forward to it, but I don't know. I'm almost at a point now with Marvel and DC where there's been such a break that there is, little excitement at the minute. Until stuff until stuff starts building again and they start showing more decent stuff, and then I can start getting excited again, and more looking forward to the next TV show or film or whatever it is that they're doing, like I have been before. Like I was insanely excited about Infinity War and Endgame because the build-up was so fantastic, and Thanos is such a fantastic villain. But yeah, I feel like they're both sitting on the bench right now. One division will kick things off, and then we'll go from there. We'll see how good that is, and then we'll go forward, and we'll see what DC's like as well with Wonder Woman. So we'll see. Oh, Blade as well. I'm looking forward to Blade. So we'll see. We'll see. That's all I can say. Is at the minute there's not much excitement, but we'll see how it goes in the future. Let's have a look. What else have we got? This is from Bearded Viking Giant, which is a fantastic name. What comic would you like to see put on the big screen? Damn, there really is no Christmas questions, is there? Well, there's been a couple, but it's fine. That's the whole point. You can ask what you want. It doesn't have to be about Christmas necessarily. Planet Hulk, the comic Planet Hulk, I absolutely adore. I don't know if you've read it yourself, but I would highly recommend reading it. And if they put that to film, my God, that is going to be impressive. Yeah, I would say look it up and just read about it and see what you think, and if it's worth reading. But I think it definitely is, because there's so much that goes on in Planet Hulk that really, and plus Hulk kind of needs redeeming right now, because in Infinity War and Endgame he barely was there. He just didn't really do a lot, so he needs redemption. Hey, Sub-Zero, my man, how you doing? Good to have you on board. I'm just answering some questions, and I was going off on a bit of a tangent about Marvel because someone asked, and being a huge Marvel nerd, I just it's kind of going off on one about that. But welcome. I appreciate you being here. So yes, Bearded Viking Giant, look up Planet Hulk if you haven't read it yet, and read it, and then you'll know why I want that made into a live action film. So let's see. What we got next? Oh, Sub-Zero, you're plenty in time. You're in time for a game question, which, you being a gamer, I'm sure you'll appreciate. Yes, I literally, as I was streaming, I was looking through and I saw you were streaming that. And I was like, oh damn, I would have joined if I wasn't doing it myself. I've really enjoyed Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I said I haven't finished it or got particularly far, but I am really enjoying it at the minute. Do you know what? Even like little parts where you're just swinging around the city, just getting collectibles and fighting little crimes and stuff around the city. I could do that all day. Honestly, the swinging mechanism is just fantastic, and it's just it's almost like stress relieving as well, because you're just having the time of your life, just swinging around doing whatever. The story I'm enjoying so far as well. That seems to be pretty good, but I'm looking forward to really kind of digging into it a bit deeper and finding out more about what's going to happen in the story, because it's looking pretty good, looking to be pretty good. So yeah, anyway, my next question is from Codbeast1. So either you're brilliant at Call of Duty or you love your fish. Either way, thank you for the question. What games are you looking forward to? Oh, okay. It's quite a few next year. I mean, obviously this year Cyberpunk is my main one because it looks incredible and I cannot wait to play that game so much. My most anticipated game for next year will be Resident Evil 8, because I'm a huge Resi fan. Absolutely adored the series. Maybe not 6 so much. It was okay, but nothing compared to the others. 4 is still my favourite and one of my favourite games of all time. 7 really surprised me because I was a bit on the fence about it at first when I saw that it was going to be first person, and I remember watching the trailer for it and thinking that's not really Resi, is it? It's just I don't know. They've changed it and I don't like it very much, but I still gave it a shot and it scared the crap out of me, and it took me on such a fantastic and terrifying adventure that I just didn't want to put it down. And I was scared to go around any corner. It really immersified me in the game. It was so good. So that's why I'm really so excited for 8. Because it still continues with Ethan from 7. So yeah, really looking forward to seeing where his story goes. And I watched a thing where the director said that this is actually going to be more scary than 7. So Lord knows what we've got coming up for us. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous, I tell you that. Some other games, God of War 2, if that is out next year, who knows? I mean, it says it's out next year, but I have a strong feeling it's going to be moved back to the 2022. Ratchet and Clank, that looks really good. The new Hogwarts game, that looks brilliant. Usually I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, but that game looks really good. Dying Light 2, I really enjoyed Dying Light, so I'm curious to see what the second one's going to be like, especially on the new consoles. See how good it looks, and probably more scary as well, especially at night time. It's crazy. Elden Ring as well. Curious to see how that's going to play out. Obviously it's not it's from the guys that did Dark Souls, so yeah, and done with George R.R. Martin as well, so you know the story is going to be great. And the Demon Souls game that I've got for the PS5 is fantastic. Really loving that game. Like the remake of that is just so good. The best remakes have been Resident Evil 2, Final Fantasy 7, and at the minute Demon Souls. And those games show how remakes should be done because of just how well they've done on it. It just looks fantastic. It plays so well. They managed. Oh, and Doom as well, obviously, of course. How could I miss that? Doom and Doom Eternal are fantastic games, brilliant. And the score, the music in it is one of the greatest, if not the best, music in a game I've ever heard. It's so heavy, brutal, and it really gets you involved. And just jumping into a horde of demons with massive guns and metal just blasting out of the TV, that feeling that you get is just incredible. It's so intense. It's yeah. But yes, they showed how a remake should be done. So anyone that's doing remakes from now on should take lessons from Capcom and ID or id, however you want to call them, who did Doom. Yes, I forgot. Mine went blank then for a second. Let's see what else. Elder Scrolls 6. Really looking forward to that. The new Fable. Oddworld. Loved Oddworld as a kid. It was so much fun. It was hard. Good puzzles, but I loved that show. I love that game so much. Halo Infinite, when they actually fix it and it doesn't look like an Xbox 360 game. God, I remember when they showed that and it looked horrendous. And so many people, it got so much backlash for it that they had to take it off and say, no, sorry, we're delaying it now. I was initially going to get the Xbox over the PS5, but after that was kind of the final nail in the coffin, and I went to the PS5. And what a great choice that was, because I've got, Spider-Man and Demon's Souls, which are both brilliant games. And there's a game on there called Astro's Playroom, which is a free game that comes with the PS5, and it was honestly one of the highlights. Honestly, one of the highlights of having the PS5. It surprised me so much. It's like a really good platformer, but it also shows off all of like Sony's backlog of characters and games. So while you're doing it, you just see so many different characters all around the game, just doing bits and bobs, and it just it brought back so many memories as well. You can collect every single console or accessory that Sony's ever done is involved in that game, and you have them as collectibles, and you find them throughout, and it really brings you back, especially to like the PS1. And I didn't even know that Sony made a mouse like for the PS1. What is that all about? I didn't even hit how is that a thing? But yeah, that really made it that was so enjoyable for me, and I couldn't put it down. I had Demon's Souls and Spider-Man collecting dust while I was sitting there playing that game. It was fantastic. But yeah, those would probably say would be the games that I'm most looking forward to. If they do another Doom, that'd be fantastic. The DLC is actually really good. Well, the first part is anyway. It's hard, very hard. But yeah, that was. But thank you, Cod Beast. Those are my choices. Those are the games that I'm most looking forward to. Let's see what else we got. What other questions have we got? See, I mean, I pretty much touched on this before, Fantanimo, with your question of, have you got a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, and what do you think of them? I've already touched a bit on that PS5 that I got that, but the PS5 is a fantastic console all round. The controller is probably the best part about it. It's what separates the two consoles anyway for me. The haptic feedback really kind of immerses you in the game more. The way every little thing that you do, it kind of vibrates accordingly, and it just really a lot of fun. The fact that Resi 8 is going to have haptic feedback is going to be scary as hell. Sub-Zero, I think in one of your videos before, in one of your Spider-Man videos, you were saying about that you didn't have the PS5, but do you think you're going to be picking it up as soon as it's next available, or are you kind of waiting for a bit before you get your hands on one? But yes, the PS5 is a fantastic console. I highly recommend getting it. I'm glad I chose that over the Xbox Series X, although I will be getting the Xbox Series X at some point later on down the line. You're going to get the Series X? Okay. That's fair enough. I think it's more... See, with the PlayStation, I think I prefer it because it has better exclusives. That's probably the main reason why I prefer it, although I will get the Xbox Series X later on, sort of down the end of the line of next year, when better games come out like Halo and Fable and stuff like that. Well, that's fair enough, man. I mean, it's each to their own. You know, some people prefer PlayStation, some prefer Xbox. Me, I prefer both. But at the minute, I'm glad that I bought the PS5 over the Xbox Series X. Mostly because of the controller and because of Demon's Souls, which I love, and Astro Playroom. Those two sold it alone for me. We have a PS4 and Xbox One. Yeah, me too. Well, I sold my PS4 to get the PS5. Because I didn't feel like I had any need for it. So, yeah, I just got rid of it. The Xbox One, I mainly sort of use that for... I play Elder Scrolls Online a lot. I use it for that, and also it's a 4K Blu-ray player that I use, which is great. But now I have one on the PS5, so I'll be using it more. I'll be using the PS5 a lot more than the Xbox One, or the One S. Sorry, is what I've got. Like a Gears of War Special Edition one. It looks beautiful, and I'm really going to find it hard to part ways with that. Even makes noises when you eject discs and you turn off the console. It's really good. Really like it. But yeah, no, I completely get it. It's just nice to have both. You know, mainly for the exclusives. I mean, I have a Switch myself, and yeah, I love playing things like Smash Bros, like Mario. I'm gonna have to take this off because this is really itchy as hell now. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, the Switch is great. I played Animal Crossing a lot actually as well. I found great solace in that game, especially in the difficult times that we've been having. It's so just stress free. You just get on with your game. You're on your desert island, just building stuff, make your own little town. It's just lovely. It's just such an inoffensive game that you can really sort of take your stress out on. If you want to take your stress out on, you play Doom Eternal and blow some things up. But it's something that helps to ease the stress in the best way possible, and it's what we need during this time. Yes, I mean, personally, I don't like Minecraft that much, but having watched you play it, I think I enjoy watching. Well, I certainly enjoy watching you play it because you give good commentary and stuff, and I could literally just sit there and either have you on in the background just to chill out to, just watch it, and just it's nice, you know. It's nice just to watch you play, because I don't particularly like playing it myself, but yeah, you do some good videos on that, showing about you going around your world and what you do, and it's great. I could watch all your videos for ages. Yeah, I'd imagine so, because you just do what you want, don't you? But yeah, there's the Switch has been very quiet with games more recently. Not really too sure what's going on there. What Nintendo need a boot up their ass, but they're not really doing much at the minute, so I can't talk about it. I think that's everything for questions. Let's just see who is it is not really too sure what's kind of going on there, but hopefully they release some more stuff, because I generally am quite a big fan of Nintendo, and I think they make really good games, but at the minute just dead. I think they're almost really relying on Animal Crossing quite a lot, because that's obviously proved ridiculously popular. Oh, okay. See, Hollow Knight, I downloaded that on the PS5 and I've yet to play it. I mean, I've seen I think Tyler did it in one of his videos, and I think when I saw that, I thought it looked really good. And obviously Tyler's just hilarious as always, so it just makes me want to watch it. Hey Nerdy Man, how you doing? I did wonder if you were just kind of, you were there kind of sat in the background, just kind of listening in and not saying much, but yeah, Sub-Zero's here as well, Nerdy. He came in more recently, so it's nice to have you guys on. Nerdy, you missed like my complete rant about not really a rant, just going off on a bit of a tangent about Marvel, because I had some really good questions, and I definitely had some there was some stuff that I wanted you to listen to and sort of get involved in the conversation. Like, I had stuff, I don't really like to backtrack, but a question that I had that was really good was, what is the most thought-provoking film you've ever seen? And I think I had like a top 5, maybe not a top 5, but I definitely had a few that I could think about. Some pretty old and some more recent that, were definitely thought-provoking and were really good. But of course, yeah, it would have been good to get your input on it too. Dark Souls of Bugs. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Hollow Knight when it's it's already installed on my PS5. I'm just waiting to get a chance to play it, because I'm still playing Demon's Souls and Spider-Man, so once I finish those, I will definitely give Hollow Knight a try. It's been reviewed really well too, so yeah, looking forward to playing that. Is there any more questions from people? Yes. Forest Man 13, love it. This is the final question that I've got. Are you watching any TV shows at the minute? Wait, what was that? You're watching any TV shows at the minute, and what is your favourite TV show of all time? Okay, so double question. The main one that I'm watching at the minute is Mandalorian, which is insanely good. It has brought back my love for Star Wars, because the absolute shower of crap that was the last trilogy that Disney made was awful, and it made me fall out of love with Star Wars. It really did, because I mean, Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker really just were not good, and they were actually no, they weren't not good. They were awful, and what was the I mean, the first one had potential. It definitely had potential. And, J.J. Abrams, and he did a pretty good job, and it was, set up to be something good. It could have been really good. And then they were like, actually, do you know what? No, we don't want J.J. Abrams anymore. We're getting a new director who has no clue about how to make or write a Star Wars film, and then he can just go and mess it up. And he did. And it was awful. And then he went on to Rise of Skywalker, and they got J.J. Abrams back. And because of the mess that he left from Last Jedi, they might as well have just thrown him in the lion's den, or just thrown him in a room that was full of just rubbish everywhere. And they're just like, look, by the way, you've got this set amount of time to make all of this look amazing. Go. And clearly he struggled. He did the best that he could of what he had, but it wasn't good. It's hard for me to I don't know. Like, it looks really nice. That's probably one of the only compliments I can give. It's well acted, I guess. It's well acted, but I mean, the thing is, I could really go off on one about this, but I don't want to, because anytime someone's asked me about Rise of Skywalker or anything like that, I go off on one, and how much I hated that film. But yeah, all I will say is that The Mandalorian is fantastic, and if you haven't seen it, watch it. 100% watch The Mandalorian. If you've fallen out in love with Star Wars like I have, it will make you fall in love all over again. And there's nice Easter eggs in there as well. Just nice bits and bobs in the show that you remember from the older films. Or if you've seen the animated show as well, you'll know stuff from there. But yeah, it's fantastic. Go and watch it. Am I watching anything else? No, not particularly. I watched the fourth season of Big Mouth. I'm not sure if any of you've seen that, but it was interesting, and I definitely have a lot of thoughts about it. I feel like that might be a review that will be coming soon. I mean, initially I like to try and stay on the path of Christmas reviews for December, but if something new comes out that's relatively popular, kind of got to do it, especially when you're a smaller channel, So yeah, it's I may be talking about that soon. If not, then it will be Christmas. So, look forward to that. I don't know if as I said, the past 3 seasons of Silent Night, Deadly Night. Oh no. Oh, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could muster the energy to review that film. Yeah, I could potentially have like an awful review a bad Christmas film. Oh, excuse me. But I already did that with Christmas Chronicles 2, which was garbage. Honestly, Christmas Chronicles 2 is absolute garbage. I honestly don't get how people like it. It's one of those things where you watch it, and at the end, even Kurt Russell, who is a fantastic actor, couldn't save that. I like the fact that Goldie Hawn's in it, but even them two, that sort of power Hollywood couple, nope, they just couldn't do anything. I don't know if you've seen it, Nerdy or Sub-Zero. I think you said you might still go and you might watch it anyway. But yeah, I'd honestly probably say watch it just to see how bad it is, to see if you agree with me. Because if you don't agree with me, I'm not saying you're wrong, but what I'm saying is that you need to tell me why you enjoyed it. You need to make a valid argument as to why you enjoyed it. Because I don't... Honestly, I couldn't fathom it. I couldn't... It doesn't make sense. I've seen people give it 10 out of 10. I've seen people give it 10 out of 10, and I'm just like, you deluded. What were you watching? I mean, I know it's a matter of opinion, but there comes a time when you go from... say, for instance, some people like Harry Potter and some people don't. But there's a difference from that to actually seeing a genuinely bad film in front of you in a non-biased way. Just seeing a plot that is so convoluted, bad acting, it's right in front of your face. You can see it. It's not something that you can just look past, Yeah, that's what I mean. If someone generally said to me, I love Christmas Chronicles 2, I wouldn't just jump down their throat. I would say why. I really, really would like to know why, and I need to have and I need them to give me a valid argument for it. If they can, then fair enough. I will accept that. But if you can't, then it's staying that way as it being bad film. But yeah, there's quite a lot of bad Christmas films. There really is. Okay, so that is all the questions done. One more thing that I'd like to do, I guess, before I go, is do like a tier list type thing for like Christmas films. So let's see. We're going to go to... So I found a tier list that has quite a lot of films I haven't seen. So I've put those all in a bit where I haven't seen them. And I'm going to rank each one to, see which was the best and which is awful. So let me get my screen up. Sure you can see that now, hopefully. Right. So let's go here. Tier maker. Right. So there's a lot of films here that I haven't seen. If there's any you spot, to be fair, I look at a lot of them and I think I wouldn't touch with a barge pole. I just wouldn't even try it, But we've got all these down here that I feel I have seen, and I can give you a, I can put into certain categories. So let's give that a shot. So we got legendary, great, good, average, bad, and ruined Christmas. I don't actually think anything can go in there at the minute because Christmas Chronicles 2 isn't there. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, let's start. So you got A Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. Nowhere near as good as The Muppets Christmas Carol, obviously. I mean, there's not a lot that is. I thought it was okay. I'm going to leave it as average. A Charlie Brown Christmas. That was relatively enjoyable, I'd say. Still pretty average though. Arthur Christmas. Do you know, that's probably going to go... Is this working? Oh, come on, man. Great, now it's completely decided to stop. Oh, hang on. I think we got somewhere. There we go. It just was being really slow. Yeah, sure. Nerdy, what is it you wanna? What's this new info that you wanna tell me? Just in case you got a bounce. Obviously, while I'm looking at this screen, I can't see the chat, so I'm kind of going back and forth to see what you're saying. But yeah, tell me what you wanna tell me while I do this. Let's see what. Okay, so it's just been ridiculous now. Die Hard. I mean, Die Hard's just a brilliant classic film, isn't it? I'm gonna put that in legendary. I'd still probably consider it as a Christmas film. And it's a brilliant action film as well. Let's see what else we got. Elf. Yep, Elf is... Love Elf. Elf can go in legendary. Gremlins. If you have TikTok, they're changing things soon to allow 3-minute videos, turning into YouTube Lite. Starting next week, I'm just going to start 60-second reviews there. Oh, nice. Okay. That should be pretty interesting to give like a 60-second review on something. So you literally be like speedy reviews, which would be pretty cool actually. There's a potential I may get on that, except for I kind of hate TikTok like a lot. So I may or may not do it. Yeah, please do. But yeah, it's a if it proves to be good and useful, then I may jump on that TikTok bandwagon, even though I don't particularly want to. But if it proves to be good, then I will happily, go ahead and do that. Okay, this isn't working. Right. Okay. Well, that's going to be dealing with snotty kids. Tyler and Cody being snotty kids. No, it's fine, Sub-Zero. I'm probably going to call it there, to be honest with you, because this just is not working for some reason. It's just, oh no, it is now. Gremlins I'm going to put as great. Home Alone 2, I still enjoyed that. Oh, why have they put both in bad? No, I give up with this. I really do. So yeah, I'm gonna call that. No. I do. I love Home Alone. I love Home Alone, but it's this. Look! I'm literally trying to move it, but my computer's completely crashing out on me on this tier maker, so it's not letting me move anything. Both of the Home Alones are really good. After that, they were pretty rubbish. But yeah, look, I can't move it. So Don't worry, I do love both the Home Alones, yeah, so it's fine. Right, that is going to be me done for now. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and participating, and it was great to chat to you guys. It's good to answer some questions and really kind of dive into stuff a bit more. I will be doing I said earlier, I don't think you two were in then, but I want to be doing like a podcast myself, which is going to be called Bladecast, because why not? And that'll be to talk about many different subjects, which sub. Thank you for the sub. So my Bladecast, I want to talk about different things, and ideally, I'd like to get both of you in. Nerdy, I know obviously I've been in one of your podcasts, and I really look forward to doing the next one with you, whatever it may be about. There's a couple of things I really love to talk about. I love to talk about games, just in general, from your Dreamcast, your Sega, to your PS5, the SNES. You're going back there. I could talk about that for ages. Films in general, of course. Lord of the Rings being a huge one that I can talk about all day long. TV shows, Marvel. I can talk about Marvel all day, and Marvel's fantastic. Sub-Zero. Initially, game-wise, I'd like to get you both on for gaming, because I know you're both pretty big gamers yourselves. So it'd be nice to chat to you about what your relationship with games is like, and what it was like for you growing up with games, and what you love the most and your favourite kind of games. I'm trying to get as many people as I can on the Bladecast, which will be a lot of fun next year. So we'll get into that. We'll dive into that. But yeah, for now, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening, depending on where you're about. And yeah, take care of yourselves. And that is me